Beautiful day, it's Lana here on Owen Finance, your gateway to smarter investments, sharper financial insights, and the ever-evolving world of crypto. Ready to level up your financial game? Let's dive in. In the rolling hills of Vermont, a sweet revolution was brewing. The year was 1978, and two childhood friends were about to embark on a journey that would change the face of ice cream forever. This is the story of Ben and Jerry's, a tale of friendship, flavor, and a pint-sized rebellion against the ordinary. Our story begins with Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield, two young men who had known each other since seventh grade. Ben was a college dropout with a knack for eating, while Jerry was a failed medical school applicant with a passion for food. Little did they know that their shared love for ice cream would lead them to create an empire. With just $12,000 in savings and a $4,000 bank loan, Ben and Jerry took a $5 correspondence course in ice cream making from Penn State University. Armed with this knowledge and a dream, they renovated an old gas station in Burlington, Vermont, transforming it into their first ice cream parlor. On May 5th, 1978, Ben and Jerry's homemade ice cream opened its doors, serving up scoops of creamy delight to eager locals. From the very beginning, Ben and Jerry had a vision that went beyond just selling ice cream. They wanted to create a business that cared as much about people and the planet as it did about profits. This philosophy, which they would later call linked prosperity, became the cornerstone of their brand. In those early days, Ben and Jerry experimented tirelessly with flavors and textures. Their first big hit was chocolate chip cookie dough, a flavor that came from an anonymous suggestion on their parlor's flavor suggestion board. It was a game changer, setting Ben and Jerry's apart from traditional ice cream makers and establishing their reputation for innovative, chunky mix-ins. As word spread about their unique flavors and generous portions, Ben and Jerry's quickly outgrew its gas station home. By 1980, they had moved to a larger space in Burlington and began packing their ice cream in pints to sell to local grocery stores. This move would prove pivotal, allowing them to reach a wider audience and setting the stage for their iconic pint designs. The 1980s saw Ben and Jerry's rapidly expand beyond Vermont's borders. They opened their first franchise in Shelburne, Vermont, in 1981, and by 1984, their pints were being distributed across the Northeast. But it wasn't just their ice cream that was gaining attention, it was how they did business. In 1985, the Ben and Jerry's Foundation was established, committing 7.5% of the company's annual pre-tax profits to fund community-oriented projects. This was just the beginning of their social mission. They sourced ingredients from local farmers, used hormone-free milk, and championed environmental causes long before it was trendy to do so. Their marketing strategy was as unconventional as their flavors. Instead of slick commercials, they relied on word-of-mouth and grassroots campaigns. One of their most famous promotions was Free Cone Day, which started in 1979 as a way to thank their customers and has since become an annual event celebrated worldwide. The late 1980s and early 1990s saw Ben and Jerry's hitting its stride. They introduced now classic flavors like Cherry Garcia, named after Grateful Dead guitarist Jerry Garcia, and Chunky Monkey. Each new flavor came with a quirky name and a story, often tied to social or environmental causes. For instance, Rainforest Crunch was created to support rainforest conservation efforts. As the company grew, so did its cultural impact. Ben and Jerry's became more than just an ice cream brand. It was a symbol of corporate responsibility and counterculture cool. They weren't afraid to take stands on political issues, launching flavors like Economic Crunch to protest the Reagan administration's military spending. But growth brought challenges. As demand increased, Ben and Jerry struggled to maintain the quality and values that had made them famous. In 1994, they faced their first major controversy when it was revealed that the Brazil nut supplier for Rainforest Crunch was not the small cooperative they had believed, but a large nut broker. The company quickly addressed the issue, demonstrating their commitment to transparency and ethical sourcing. The late 1990s brought more changes. Ben stepped down as CEO in 1996, though both he and Jerry remained involved with the company. As competition in the super premium ice cream market heated up, Ben and Jerry's found itself at a crossroads. They needed to grow to survive, but how could they do so without compromising their values? In 2000, after much deliberation and some controversy, Ben and Jerry's was acquired by Unilever for $326 million. The decision was met with mixed reactions from fans and employees who worried about the future of the company's social mission. However, as part of the deal, Ben and Jerry's retained an independent board of directors to oversee the social mission, product quality, and brand integrity. Despite the acquisition, Ben and Jerry's continued to push boundaries. They were early adopters of fair trade ingredients and became the first ice cream maker to use fair trade certified cocoa, sugar, and vanilla. In 2005, they launched a line of ice cream with a social conscience called Flavor Activism, which included flavors like One Sweet World to raise awareness about global warming. Innovation remained at the heart of Ben and Jerry's. They introduced their Greek frozen yogurt line in 2012, catering to health-conscious consumers without compromising on flavor. In 2015, they launched their non-dairy line, made with almond milk, to cater to vegan customers and those with dairy allergies. But it wasn't just about new products. Ben and Jerry's continued to use its platform to advocate for social justice. In 2016, they launched Empowerment to promote voting rights and campaign finance reform. In 2019, they introduced Justice Remixed to highlight structural racism in the U.S. criminal justice system. Throughout its history, Ben and Jerry's has faced its share of challenges. From supply chain issues to navigating the complexities of being a socially conscious brand owned by a multinational corporation, they've had to constantly balance their principles with business realities. In 2021, they made headlines with their decision to stop selling ice cream in Israeli-occupied Palestinian territories, a move that sparked both praise and controversy. As we look to the future, Ben and Jerry's continues to innovate and advocate. They set ambitious goals for reducing their carbon footprint and are exploring new sustainable packaging options. They're also expanding their global reach, bringing their unique blend of flavor and activism to new markets around the world. From a renovated gas station in Vermont to a global brand with a conscience, Ben and Jerry's has come a long way. But at its core, it remains true to Ben and Jerry's original vision, to make the best possible ice cream in the nicest possible way. As we wrap up our journey through the history of Ben and Jerry's, let's savor some little-known facts about this iconic brand. Did you know that the swirls on their logo are meant to represent milk and cream mixing together? Or that they once created a flavor called Vermonti Python in honor of the British comedy group? Here's another scoop of trivia. Ben and Jerry's has a flavor graveyard at their factory in Waterbury, Vermont, where discontinued flavors are memorialized with headstones and witty epitaphs. It's a testament to their playful spirit and willingness to experiment, even if not every flavor stands the test of time. In the grand sundae of ice cream history, Ben and Jerry's stands out not just for its chunks and swirls, but for its commitment to making the world a little sweeter, one pint at a time. From free cone day to fair trade ingredients, from wacky flavor names to serious advocacy, Ben and Jerry's has shown that business can be a powerful force for good. As Ben Cohen once said, business has the responsibility to give back to the community. It's a philosophy that has guided Ben and Jerry's from its humble beginnings to its current status as a global icon. And while the company has faced its share of rocky road, it continues to churn out not just delicious ice cream, but also hope for a more just and sustainable world. So the next time you dig into a pint of Chunky Monkey or Half-Baked, remember that you're not just enjoying a dessert. You're partaking in a legacy of flavor, fun, and social responsibility that began with two friends and a dream in the Green Mountain State. Here's to Ben and Jerry's. May their scoops be plentiful and their impact even greater for many years to come. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to give a like and subscribe to support us. If you are interested in our premium content, please also visit our Patreon. You can find the link in the description. Thank you and take care of yourself and your finances.